Okay, so for these problems, they're the interest or tax problems. So there's a few different formats that we have. So the general formula is interest equals principal times rate times times, or I equals PRT. It could be tax or interest. It's always however much you spent times the rate and the time. Most of these problems, the time is going to be 1 year, so it'll be a 1, so it'll kind of cancel out. It's a word problem, so we read the problem first, and then we work backwards to figure out what we're looking for, and then where our formula is, our equation. So last year, Alonzo had $10,000 to invest. He invested some of it in an account that paid 6% interest per year, and he invested the rest in an account that paid 8% simple interest per year. After 1 year, he received a total of $640 in interest. How much did he invest in each account? All right, so the last sentence tells us what we're looking for. So we need account 1, and account 2. All right. And then we can label what we have with those. But the sentence before that, after 1 year, he received a total of $640 in interest. So interest total equals interest of account 1 plus interest of account 2. Now, remember, interest is that formula. So I need the amount that we're investing times the rate. So I know account 1, my rate is 6%. And 6% is 0.06. We always want percents written as a decimal. And he invested the rest in an account that paid 8%. So this R is 0.08. Now, if you had sense, you'd put more money in the higher paying thing, but that's not always going to happen in these problems. So don't assume that the higher interest rate is going to get the most money. Now, we know that we have a total of $10,000 to invest, but you don't know how much is for each one. So you get to pick one of these, gets to have amount or the P. I'm going to call my P. I'm going to call this one X. Now, I know that the two together has to be the $10,000. So if I spent X in the one account, this one is going to be 10,000 minus what we put into the other account. All right, so when we're putting stuff into our formula, our equation that we have to solve, we know that the interest total is $640. So 640 equals, now I equals PRT. For this one, it is going to be 0.06 times X, or X times 0.06. I like the numbers first. And this one, I is going to be 0.08 times 10,000 minus X. And those are what's going to go into our equation. So interest 1 is 0.06X plus 0.08 times 10,000 minus X. All right, so this is actually an equation that we can solve. This is what we're going to be solving. We don't have to worry anymore about the formulas or anything else like that. We're just going to jump right in and get what we have. So 640 0.06x. I'm going to distribute this 0.08 times the 10,000, 2 spaces, get rid of 2 zeros. So this is the same thing as 8 times 100. So this is going to be 800 minus 0.08x. Combine like terms. You have These two this gets combined with this. It's the x. So this is going to be negative 0.02x equals 8 plus 800 equals 640 minus 800 minus 800. That gives us 160. Yep, equals negative 0.02x, and that is a negative 160 divided by 0.02 negative. All right, that cancels out, and we have x. With fractions and decimals, you want, first of all, the negatives are going to cancel out. Fractions and decimals, we don't want both. So what we do on one, we do to the top, we do the bottom, add 2 zeros. This is the same thing as 1600 divided by 2, which is going to be 8,000, because 2 goes into 16 8 times, and then we have the 3 zeros. So this is 8,000. So this account got the x, so this is 8,000. And then I had a total of 10,000, so this one has to be 2,000. Putting that into our answers. Ideally, you would have wanted to put more into the higher interest, but maybe there was a limit. All right. Okay, so there are a bunch of different types of these, so we will do another one for this video. We're just gonna have to clear our screen, get another equation, and hopefully it will be a different type. Yep, so tax in the cities, we will get this set up, and then maybe we'll do the computer one too. All right, so we have a theater group made appearances in 2 cities. The hotel charges before tax in the second city was $1,000 higher than the first. The tax in the first city was 6.5%, and the tax in the second city was 9%. The total tax paid for the 2 cities was $1,020. How much was the hotel charge in each city before tax? So we have tax or interest. Oops, pencil. Equals the price times the rate times the time. This is going to be a 1 time stay, so the time is going to be 1. So looking at that, how much was the hotel charge in each city before tax? So we have city 1 and city 2. All right. Total tax. So total tax equals tax city 1 plus tax city 2. All right, and we do know how much the total tax was. So this is $1,020. And we have to use the formula for our tax to get the tax for each one of these. So city 1, we know that the rate is 6.5%. So this is 0.065. The rate for city 2 is 9%. So 0.09. Let's squeeze it in there. All right, so then the next sentence, as we go backwards, the hotel charges before tax in the second city was $1,000 higher than the first. So this is my comparison. The first is going to be X. This is going to be my price or my principal. And then city 2 is going to be 1,000 more plus X. So the P for the first city is X, and P is 1,000 plus X, or X plus 1,000. All right, so looking at my formulas, it's the principal times the rate times the time. I'm going to do the rate first. So this is going to be 0.065x. And then city 2 is going to be 0.09 x plus 1,000. Since I'm adding, I can change the order, and x plus 1,000 just looks better for me. Totally could be 1,000 plus x. Then we are going to simplify things. So we have $1,020 equals 0.065x plus 0.09 x plus 0.09 times 1,000. I would move my decimal 2 spots to get rid of it, get rid of 2 zeros. So this is the same thing as 9 times 10, which is 90. Combining like terms, I have, do these two get combined? 0.155. Subtract the 90 from both sides. This is going to be 930. Yep. Equals 0.155x divided by 0.155. All right, so this is the same thing as 9.3. Oop, it's getting crazy. The pen occasionally goes crazy on here. All right, so we've got 930, and then 3 more zeros, divided by 155, just so that I don't have any decimals. All right, so thinking about this, 1 plus 5 plus 5 is 11, so 3 is not going to go into both of those. 5 does go into both of those, so if I divide by 5, I'm just going to try to reduce to make things smaller. This is going to be 31, and this is going to be 93. 5 goes into 90. Yeah. Pause. Okay, so we have 186 goes 186 with 3 zeros. Dividing some more out. This doesn't. All right, so then looking at this, 186 and 31. 3 times 6 is 18. 1 times, oh, so 6 goes in there perfectly. So this is 6,000. They usually work out pretty nice. Sometimes you have to do some division to see that. You could have used a calculator on this, but I really think calculators slow people down, and we need to work on our number sense. So x is 6,000, so that's what we have here. And that's what we paid in the first city, 6,000. And then the second city was 1,000 more, so this will be 7,000. And we can put that into our problem. And 7,000. So most of these will work out to nice numbers. You might have like 50 cents or something on certain things, but it's not usually crazy numbers. If you have crazy numbers, you probably did some creative arithmetic. All right, let's see if they will give us a computer one next. Cool. So we've got all 3 types. So we're going to look at this computer. So Greg bought a desktop computer and a laptop computer. Before finance charges, the laptop cost $450 less than the desktop. So it's less than, that's subtraction, and we've got the then. So order is going to matter. but we'll get to that. He paid for the computers using two different financing plans. For the desktop, the interest rate was 6.5% per year. For the laptop, it was 9% per year. The total finance charges for 1 year were $409. How much did each computer cost before finance charges? So we're looking for how much each computer cost. So we have a desktop and a laptop. And a laptop. And we have the formula interest equals PRT. They are talking for 1 year. So T is 1. So we don't have to worry too much about that. We do know that total finance interest equals interest of laptop. I'll keep it in the same order, desktop, plus interest laptop. And we do know that the total charges were $409. And we do know that looking at this, the rate for the desktop is 6.5%. So that's 0.065. The rate for the laptop is 9%, which is 0.09. Now, that brings us to the sense of before he paid for the computers, we got that. And then before finance charges, the laptop cost $400 less than the desktop. The comparison is here, desktop gets X. And then, so this is price is X. And the price for this is going to be the desktop minus 450. So because we have the less than, that means that 450 has to go at the end. So this is going to be X minus 450. All right, put them into our formula and into our equation. So interest of the desktop is the price times the rate. Since they're multiplied, I can put them in the other order. So I'm going to say 0.6065x plus the interest of the laptop is the 0.09 times the price, which is X minus 450. And then we're going to simplify, combine like terms, and solve the equation. Hopefully we will get a nice number. All right, so we have 409 equals 0.065x plus 0.09x as we distribute, and then 0.09. So 2 spots, so that'll be the same thing as 9 times 450. So I'm going to do that 9 times 4.5. Okay, that is the same thing as 9 times 4, which is 36, and 9 times 0.5, which is half of 9, which is 4.5. Add these together, and this is 40.5. So minus 40.5. Then we're going to get things together, combine like terms, get the numbers on the other side. These two become 0.155x. And then I'm going to add the 40.5. That is going to give us 449.5 equals 155.155x. Then we're going to divide by 0.155. This is the same thing, just because I like to see my math out as fractions. So this is the same thing as 4495. That's 1 and 2 more spaces. 1, 5. 5. I would reduce by 5s, and we will simplify, and then hopefully it'll divide nicely. We have 2, 9, 0. All right, so that's a decent number. It's not the nicest number, but it makes sense. It's a nice round number. So we have x equals 2,900, and that kind of makes sense. It's not a bad price for a computer. So that is the desktop. So 2,950, and then I have to subtract 450 from this. So this is going to be 1,4,550. Nope. 1, 4. This is a 4. And if I checked it, I could add the 450 back to it, and I have 1900. So yeah, it's a 4, not a 5. All right, so typing those answers in, we will be, it's a longer video. However, we had 3 different types of problems to do. You can fast forward hopefully between the different types. I just want to make sure we had all of them. 4. Let's type the number right. Oh yeah, it's a 249. All right, make sure you type correctly. All right, recheck. My desktop is incorrect. Oh, it's zeros. Awesome. Gives me 3 strikes to get it right. I can't type. That's okay. Actually, this was written wrong, so this is a 2. All right, so don't make my writing mistakes, and you should be good. All right.